Boko Haram boost plans to have separate Islamic country lures BORNO, YOBE residents. Militants belonging to the Islamic State-backed faction of Boko Haram, the Islamic State West African Province, ISWAP, formerly known as a very complicated sentence, but basically ISWAP, have organized Dawat in some villages in Borno and Yobe states. Sahara reporters has gathered. Dawat is the act of inviting or calling people to embrace Islam. Sahara reporters gathered that the insurgents appealed to villagers to join the group as the militants and support their cause to establish an Islamic caliphate. They also hoisted their flag in the villages, assuring them of good governance, better security, and basic amenities as soon as they have a new country. Our target, those who do not believe in our ideologies, Christians and even Muslims who do not believe in our teachings. Any Muslim who is not supporting the empire of Islam is our target. Anyone who comes to us for forgiveness and stops fighting us will be exempted from the attacks. The group has said in a propaganda leaflet that was distributed to Gaydam residents in April. ISWAP also shared 20,000 naira to over 50 households in a new recruitment drive. A 2019 report by the International Crisis Group in a non-profit think tank observed that ISWAP's approach to recruiting new fighters proved effective. But why should it be though? Everything is so compromised by money. Despite breaking away from the Abubakar Shekau-led Boko Haram faction in 2016, the population of its fighters had roughly doubled those of the latter according to its estimates. Although its leadership has been largely ethnic Kanuri, ISWAP has recruited significantly more among lacustrine communities, notably the ethnic Buduma, many of whom who earn a living from fishing, the group wrote. Yeah, so now what do you guys think of this? Because this again, 20,000 naira and just a little bit of convincing is proving to be too effective. Should it be? Do you think that such can happen in the South? Because I'm just like, really? How compromised are they? Like, what are they actually going through that it doesn't take much, at least, for, these terrorist organizations to actually woo people into going there? And it's like, I don't understand this whole new country caliphate thing. And where is that coming from? Because at this point, if that's the plan, then I don't understand why the Nigerian government is literally on the necks of, southern Nigerians that they want to, attain self-determination. Because it's like, okay, now, are they aware that this is a plan? Are they aware that there's a plan for, terrorist organizations to basically make new states? Because I'm now very confused. Like, who asked for this? Someone says Borno will suffer for generations because in a situation where a governor convoy was attacked twice by Boko Haram, yet that same governor will still come out in public to defend his fellow Fulani brother and say that security situation in Nigeria or in this regime is better than the last regime. Now it is very clear. Like, somebody says, if actually the reason for Boko Haram insurgency all these days is to form their own Islamic caliphate, tranquility and stability to the northern state and Nigerians as a whole, FG can grant them a whole Sambisa forest as their territory to avoid more calamities. We have lost a lot over the Boko Haram issue. So many young military officers, okay, and others. I mean, I guess it's a bit like, okay, fine. So all this time, this was what wanted to be achieved. At the end of the day, when it comes to religion, again, it's a weapon for mind control. Again, as long as the influence is good and there's consent given, you can't necessarily argue or try to make people or force them to thinking out of what religion can be used in a very, very bad way. That's basically it. Because in a way, logically, it just seems very wrong. Why I don't know what to say. But again, I'm like, if this is the plan, then I don't understand where the attack on what do you call it, Biafrans are justified, because it's like they apply for the same thing. And so it's like, we already know that the government is always in hand or in accordance, or what's the word, in conjunction with all these terrorist groups, because again, it's like they don't react to them. They give them leeway to do whatever they want. They're emboldening them by, giving them ransoms and negotiating with them. So again, it's like these people can literally do anything that they like, and the government will not even care, because they know what's in it for them. And that is very, very sad, and it should not be. Somebody says, but Nigerian soldiers fail to observe them. My own understanding is if they need Islamic country or caliphate or whatever they call it, please let them get it and leave killing every day. Please, Buhari, hear your men. But then again, it's just like, it is the absolute audacity for you to think that you're targeting certain people to join whatever you want to join. Because I'm refusing to come here and believe that this is what Islam is about. Because again, it's like, how can you target certain people in a way? Because in a way, it's like as if, okay, fine, we're not trying to force them, but still, it's like we're not trying to force them, but we're trying to force them. It doesn't make sense. Somebody says, with my hands, legs, and all my body, I'm fully in support of them having their own Fulani caliphate. Well, as long as it's just like, okay, fine, can the people also decide for themselves what they want? Because again, it seems like as if, okay, fine, everyone just wants to do what they want to do, and as long as each person is fine. So yeah, it's like, okay, fine, do we just let this happen? Like, it's so sad. Because again, it's like, when it comes to this influencing and all that, you might think, oh, but that, you should not fall for that. But then you'll be shocked the amount of people that are going to this, that actually believe or are brainwashed into thinking certain things and actually fighting for causes that they really don't understand or have an holistic view of what it is about. That is incredibly dangerous. So yeah, somebody says there's clear indication that 3 bridges that are joined together, River Niger, Benue, and one at Niger State, let's separate this country by clear away. Okay, I don't understand what this means. Better, Buhari should consider their demand, let the country, so that the peace can reign. Well, do you think so? Obviously, everyone's obviously like sort of in support of this. Why? Because of their own intentions of just having their own self-determined state. However, it's just the people there. It's the people there. If they decide that's what they want to do, it's what they want to do, and I guess you just can't change it. So yeah, again, it's sad, but they boost their plans, and to be honest, at this point, with how big and how grown they are, it's proven that it doesn't take much. Really, it really doesn't take much for these people. So yeah, put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.